We will be scattering sprinkles using geometry nodes just like in this image. Skip to the end of video to see the full geometry node setup. Let's distribute sprinkles onto the ice cream top, just like a particle system. Select the ice cream, go to Geometry Nodes tab, and add a Geometry Nodes modifier by clicking New button in the Geometry Nodes editor. When we add a Geometry Nodes modifier for our object, we see that there are two nodes already present, Group Input and Group Output. These define our mesh, and all of our working should be between these two nodes. We are going to distribute points on faces so that we can later instance our object on them. This can be done using the Distribute Points on Faces node. Add it by clicking Add, Point, Distribute Points on Faces. Place the node between Group Input node and Group Output node. Change the distribute type from random to Poisson disk. This way, we can keep some distance between the points. We see that we have distributed points on the faces, but the mesh has disappeared. This is because we have replaced the mesh with the new distributed points. To solve this issue, we will use Join Geometry node, as it will join the mesh and distributed points. Add node by clicking Add Geometry, Join Geometry. The input of the join geometry can be connected with multiple nodes. Connect Distribute Points on Faces node and Group node to the Join Geometry node. For selection-based point instancing, we can use vertex groups, so that points only instance on a specific area. We only want the points to instance on the upper half of ice cream part. To do this, we add the pre-made vertex group to the geometry nodes. Connect the selection input of Distribute Points on Faces node and connect it to the Group Input second output socket. This will add a Boolean selection in the Geometry Nodes Modifiers panel. Click the toggle button on the right side of Selection checkbox. This will convert the checkbox to a text box. In the text box, enter the name of vertex group, in this case, top. Now, we can instance the sprinkles using the Instance on Points node. Add this node by clicking Add Instance on Points. Place it after the Distribute Points on Faces node. Now, we need to add the object that is going to instance, in our case, the sprinkles. This can be done using the Object Info node. Add the Object Info node by clicking Add Input, Scene, Object Info. In Object Info node, choose the object which you want to instance. We have already made sprinkles for this scene. The object should be present in the scene. Connect the geometry output of the Object Info node to the instance input of the Instance on Points node. The orientation of the sprinkles is not correct. This is because they have instanced with their default rotation, and all of them should have their rotation according to the shape of the ice cream. Connect the rotation sockets of Distribution Points on Faces node and Instance on Points node. This does correct the issue, but in the wrong angle, we can correct it by adding a Rotate Instance node. Add a Rotate Instance node and place it after the Instance on Points node. Change the angle of y-axis to 90 degrees. All of the sprinkles have same rotation, which is unnatural, so we will add some randomization. We will randomize only the x-axis, so first we will separate all the three axes using the Combine XYZ node. Add it by clicking Add, Utilities, Vector, Combine XYZ. Connect it to the rotation input. In the Combine XYZ node, change the y angle to 90 degrees, but we have to enter the value in radians, which is 1.57. We will randomize the x-axis between 0 and 360 degrees. Add a random value node by clicking Add, Utilities, Random Value. Keep the minimum value to 0 and maximum value to 6.28 in radians and connect to the x-axis of Combine XYZ. Now, the sprinkles look a lot more natural. When we turn the shading on, we can see that. Using the same principle, we can change scale of sprinkles. Add another random value node. Set the minimum to 0.8 and maximum to 1.2. and connect to the scale input of instance on points node. Thanks for watching. Comment your thoughts about this video. See the detailed tutorial on my website. Link in the description. This is our geometry node setup. Subscribe for more.